Shalom Aleichem. Welcome to class. I'm Rabbi Dr. Oluwafemi. We continue the teaching on what we captioned ΑΟΤΟΣ, and subsequently, previously, we have been able to address ΑΟΤΟΣ as an intensive pronoun and then as an adjective, that's an identifying adjective. And we saw the way it shows a substantive adjective. Then lastly, as I said ΑΟΤΟΣ will be seen or featuring in three different segments. It could be seen as an identifying adjective. It could be seen as an intensive pronoun. Then lastly, it could also be seen as as a third person personal pronoun. So that's what we are addressing in this teaching as third person personal pronoun. Yeah. So from the introduction of this particular teaching, ΑΟΤΟΣ is basically or usually seen as a third person personal pronoun. However, in some instances, we're seen as an identifying adjective, substantive adjective, and also official as an also official as what we had last week, that's the intensive personal pronoun. Yeah. So now we're seeing this as a third person personal pronoun. But note this, that once ΑΟΤΟΣ is featuring as a third person personal pronoun, was that just the challenge? How do we reconcile it? How do we differentiate? How do we know when ΑΟΤΟΣ is used as an identifying adjective? How do we know how it is when it's used as an intensive pronoun? And then how do we know how it is used as a third person personal pronoun? Now, to see or use it as a third person personal pronoun, then it has to be in this format. So it has to be in accusative case, or genitive, or dative case. Yeah. So the same in this form when it is in the accusative case, genitive case, or dative case. Those are the cases where we have this. And then when it is seen as a third person personal pronoun, then it is seen or it is used as anatros. Now I didn't define anatros initially. Anatros talks about, it means without an adjective. Without an article. So without an article, yeah. So when something is used without an article, then that is without the article, yeah. So when it's used without the article, that's article. So that's when it is in anatros. And then it must also be independent. To be a third person personal pronoun, it has to be an anatros, so it has to be used without the article, without the symbol of article, and as well it also be used independently. All right, so it has to be used independently. So then it is that's when it showcases the third person personal pronoun. All right, so let's get to work. Let's have a few examples to address this. Yeah. We have this short phrase. Oresco auton. Oresco auton. In other words, means I, as I find, is him in the third person personal pronoun. So Oresco auton. I find him. Now let's see another example. Yeah. Oh, this is another example. Ekai Orpheus Logos Autois. Ekai Orpheus Logos Autois. And means this literally means he has, or she has, or it has. Orpheus means that the God, that's God, Almighty. Then we have Logos, which means words. And we have the major theme of the day, that's our toys. It means for them. That's in a dative case, it's a dative case, so it means for them or to them. Well, because it's dative, for them is best for this context. Alright, so we have he has God works for them. So last, this is a rough translation. Not when it right, it becomes God has works for them. So here ΑαυτΟΣ is seen as a third person personal pronoun. Then it is independent without any article. Yeah. So we have God has words for them. That's another example. Now, lastly, under the third person personal pronoun, ΑαυτΟΣ, when ΑαυτΟΣ is also seen in the genitive case. This adjective case. So when it features in a genitive case, then the pronoun will be possessive pronoun. In other words, it becomes his, her, its, and the like. So let's check that before we wrap up the teaching. All right, so we have relative form. We have all logos ΑαυτΟ. All logos ΑαυτΟ. Then all logos means the word. The word. Then this literally means of him. Or grammar means is. So this genitive case. So the word of him or the word is. So it becomes is word. Is word. So this phrase means is word. That's for genitive case. Let's have another example. we have pempomen, tus, didaskalus, auton, ektu, oiku, and it means we shall send. That was we shall send. Pempomen, we shall send. Then tus, didaskalus means the teachers. The teachers. And then auton means there or of them. It's either of them or there. Of them or there. Yeah. Then ek means out of. Out of. To oiku. House. The house. So that's just a rough translation. We shall send the teachers of them or there out of the house. So little space that I'm not putting out so that won't have a mix up with the writing. Alright, so now having a smooth translation, it becomes we shall send their teachers out of the house. Let me put it right out. So it becomes we shall send their teachers out of the house. Yeah. So that's pempomen, auton. There's the genitive there. Auton, that's there. Then teachers, that's tus, didaskalus. Teachers. Ek, the house. To oiku. So with this, we come to the end of